Hi everyone, welcome to the Whiteleyverse with me, Connor Whiteley, for another daily story with a chapter from one of my novellas. Before I start today's chapter, please remember to like, comment and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new content, and the engagement really helps the Whiteleyverse with the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you want to buy this book and any of my other fiction, then they're all available from all major ebook retailers. You can order the paperback and hardback copies from Amazon, your local bookstore and local library if you requested. Also, if you want the AI generated audiobook, then you can get it from selected audiobook platforms and library systems like Kobo, Spotify, Barnes & Noble, Google Play, Baker & Taylor, Biblioteca and Overdrive. Now, here's today's chapter. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did writing it.
Chapter 2. Charleston was slightly more than relieved as him and sexy, stunning Augusta, wearing a very seductive blood-red dress with golden threads and ocean blue highlights, sat down at a large brown oak coffee table. He was relieved that his stunning girlfriend wasn't too annoyed at him for already summoning his brother and the Lord Governor of Long Manor, Lord Flinch, so they were already waiting for them back at the castle. Thankfully she wasn't annoyed at all after she swore at him twice, maybe 3 times. The wide, perfectly polished grey stone chamber they were sitting in was beautiful, with its immense stone blocks, roaring crackling fire behind them, making it perfectly warm in the chamber despite it being the dead of winter, and soon it would be spring, and the light fixtures were providing more than enough light. Charleston had to admit that Owen looked great in his tight white silk tunic that really did make him look regal and like a perfect de facto king for their kingdom. But Charleston really couldn't say the same about Lord Flinch. He was young but he looked so old because of his messy hair, unshaven beard, and his clothes looked like he had been attacked by a wild cat or something. Charleston forced himself to just focus on his brother, as a very hot female servant brought them all large white crystal mugs of coffee. He really loved how thick, bitter and wonderfully refreshing the coffee was in Octogi. It was probably the one thing he didn't miss about Lordigo at all. He took a sip, and the sensationally warm liquid caused an explosion of flavor on his tongue. It was amazing. But he still couldn't get the Jasper attack off his mind. He had been reading so many reports lately about Jasper attacks, from the invasion of a small town in the far south in Long Manor that they had thankfully reclaimed, to the attack on a port on the eastern side of Lordigo, and now the killing of so many troops. This had to stop immediately, and sadly Charleston knew that meant attacking and somehow claiming Jasper for themselves. He knew it would be an impossible task because it was such a different culture, way of life, and government system that he had no idea how the people would see Augusta. So far everyone in Lordigo and Long Manor saw Augusta as a savior, because she had saved them from his beast of a father and the madman that enslaved Long Manor. But Jasper was different. Its men and women were trained to be living weapons from birth. They didn't believe in democracy or a monarchy, and they only believed in their emperor. Of course, some reports had suggested there were millions of people that wanted their freedom from the emperor, but Charleston wasn't so sure. The large wooden doors opened, and a very tall woman wearing thick black metal armor walked in, and she sat down in between Owen and Lord Flinch. "Thank you, General Cora, for coming. I trust your engagements in Long Manor were successful," Charleston said. Augusta placed a gentle hand on his knee. Actually, the general here was hunting down the Jaspers that had attacked the Valley Detachment. Cora saluted the Queen and glared at Charleston. "The Jasper scum will no longer be a problem, Your Highness. I would have hoped your boyfriend would have been more up to date. No offense, Your Highness." Charleston didn't dare say anything. He knew exactly how popular Cora was in the military of all 3 kingdoms, and she was completely dedicated to Augusta, so that was enough for him to trust her, but definitely not like her. "We need to take Jasper now," Augusta said. Lord Flinch laughed and Charleston forced his own smile not to break out. "Your Highness," Owen said, "I recommend we weaken them first." "Impossible," Cora said. Augusta raised a hand. "That is exactly what I was thinking about. Jasper is far too powerful for us to take alone, but What if Jasper was weakened for us before we invaded? Charleston shrugged. It's a good idea, but I have no clue how you would do it. Sure, stopping trade between our three kingdoms and Jasper had crippled them, but they seem to be doing fine. Because they're trading with the dwarves and elves, Augusta said. Charleston nodded. That made a hell of a lot of sense, but it was annoying, because no one in the human lands really contacted and connected with the elves on their island empire that was easily 3 times larger than the human lands combined and the dwarves on their continent. We need support and need Jasper to be cut off, and I believe we can help the elves at the same time, Augusta said. Especially because intelligence reports suggest the Dwarf King and the Elven King and Queen are all fighting over a ring of islands, 300 kilometers off the coast of Longmano. No one said anything, and Charleston really had to admit that this seemed like a long shot at best. But Augusta was his queen and girlfriend, so he had to support her because he loved her. There is a chance that the war will be over by the time we reach the Ring of Islands, but if it means that Jasper is defeated, then we have to try, Charleston said. Me and the Queen will travel to these islands, and the 3 of you should rule the kingdom when we're gone. Everyone looked at Augusta. She grinned. Just defend it no matter what. Cora stood up, bowed and shouted how she would die before she allowed the kingdoms to fall. And as much as Charleston loved her commitment, he seriously hoped that wouldn't happen. Because he really didn't want his precious, wonderful brother to be put in danger. Cora, Lord Flinch and Owen pulled away, and as soon as the large oak doors slammed shut, Charleston just looked at the woman he loved. Think you'll have a kingdom to come back to? He asked. Augusta just laughed, and he also wasn't sure if there would be.
Welcome back everyone, it's me again, Connor Whiteley. So I really hope that you enjoyed today's story, because I flat out love writing, creating stories and sharing them with you. If you really enjoyed today's story, then please remember to like, comment and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new content, and the engagement really helps the Whiteleyverse with the YouTube algorithms. And if you want to buy this short story or any of my other fiction, then they're available from all major ebook retailers, and you can get them from your local library if you requested, and you can order the paperback copies from Amazon, your local bookstore or local library if you request it. Lastly, if you want to support the channel on a one-off basis, then you can now buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Connor Whiteley. Also, if you know anyone who would enjoy today's story, then please share it with them. I'm always really grateful when you wonderful people help spread the word about the channel. So, thanks for watching the Whiteleyverse, and I'll see you again soon. Have a great day, everyone.